Welcome everybody to episode 8 of Destiny Down Under. It's been a while since we have recorded, but we are back fresh off our Store Champs season. As always, I'm Clint, I've got Blake and Jacob with me. How you guys doing after Store Champs?
Yep, going very well. Very excited to be podcasting again. It has been a very long time.
Yeah, I feel like it's been ages. It's well past our 4 weeks. Everything we do, though, it takes longer than it should. You know, our podcasts go more. Our 4 weeks take longer.
Well, last time we had Bobby Sapphire on, and I think that was just before Store Champs started.
Holy
so Store
crap.
Champs has probably been going on for, 6 to 8 weeks now?
Yeah,
The-
it definitely feels like it's been going on for a while, to be honest.
We're back.
We're back, ready to go.
Should we
Nats
talk
has
about
been
Store
announced.
Champs?
Yeah, let's jump straight into Store Champs.
Because we were busy, right? Obviously, we didn't do this. We were busy playing Store Champs. Congrats to Jacob for taking out the most Store Champs in all of Australia.
I'm pretty
So,
sure he
thank
got the only trifecta in Australia.
Yeah,
Congrats.
I had a few opportunities, but yeah.
But
Thank
then,
you.
there's Blake, who only had 2 Store Champs and crushed both Store Champs as well.
I had a good closing ratio. Yeah, it was good. We got lucky.
100% sounds pretty good.
It was good. I had good teammates telling me what decks to play. I thought I was pretty safe on 2, and then Jacob obviously stole the very last
Just
one
right at the end
of the
there.
season. Yeah.
It's like our very own State of Origin. It's state of Destiny.
Oh, we should totally do that.
You know what? I was actually
That's a
thinking
great
about
idea.
that today. Like, if
Were
we
you?
were to, if we were to start like an Australian like national progressive tournament or something like that, and call it State of Destiny, and just have like state versus state.
Yeah, that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah,
That seems sweet.
yeah. Anyway, we're talking about Store Champs now. We also, if people don't know yet, we've actually added 2 members to the Destiny Down Under team. The first one being Will from Sydney, who also runs the Des Friends community group out at Bondi Junction. You may have also heard Will on our new weekly podcast, Ambush, that Will and I do. We try and do on a weekly basis. So he's also joined the team, and he also got his Store Champ win, and he got a top cut there at one of the Store Champs. And we've got another member, but we'll talk about him towards the end of the podcast. But just to give you some context around who this random person is. And unfortunately, I didn't get any wins under my belt because Jacob and Will took them all. But I managed to get a couple of top cut finishes there. So all in all, we had a pretty good finish for the whole team.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was a very productive Store Championship season. I must say, I think it did go on a little bit long, for me at least. I don't know if you're feeling a little bit of burnout after that, Clint. I know a couple of other people had a rest from Destiny Nights and Night just because of that. But
So-
no, all in all, it was a very fun
Yeah,
little period
I have to admit, on Sunday, I wasn't like really 100% into it in our last one, and I think it
Yeah.
really showed because I didn't really play that well. I just wasn't that into it because I was just a bit tired, a bit burnt out from it, I think. So, but
Yeah, it
you
can
know,
be a grind when you play
Yeah.
something for like a whole season. Like, I remember, I mean, we didn't really get a whole season this year, but last year we had 4 and it felt like a season of Store Champs. And by the end, everyone was like, oh, I'm kind of glad that's over. You know, like it was cool to have it, but you definitely get burnt out, right? Because it's not just that day, it's like the weeks leading up to that tournament, like you're testing, you're talking, it's on your mind, and so it kind of consumes a lot of your time, not just that one day when you play the tournament.
Yeah,
Or-
that's so true.
or you just do what I do and become the Swerve King, like literally 3 hours before each tournament.
That's the best.
Yeah.
I bet like the night before each tournament, Clint just has this roulette wheel of all these different decks.
I
He just spins it every time.
we did it on Saturday night, and we were all up till like 2 o'clock, like playing R2P2 into Snoke Afra Battle Droid, and I was like, okay, this is fine. This is fine, because we called the meta as a lot of aggro for Sunday, and then I got there on Sunday, and it was all 3 wide, and I was like, I can't play R2P2. And I literally swerved 1 minute before we started playing, and that still didn't work out too well for me.
So I swerved before both of my store champs. The night before, we'd meet up with Aaron, or the Friday night before, and then they were both on a Sunday. We'd meet up with Aaron, go and test. Aaron's a buddy of mine who we'll mention later because he's also on the team, so welcome Aaron, but we'll do an official welcome later. We'd play a bunch of games, have no idea, stand outside the store for half an hour at like 10:30. And then Aaron would be like, why don't we play this deck? Go home, build the deck, talk about it all Saturday, play it Sunday with pretty decent results. Granted, they were old decks that like I'd already played. You know, like I won one with Obi Maz, which I've played a lot. And then the second time was R2P2, which also Des had an input in that, who's our local. Everyone knows about Des now. So I just played what they told me. But they were old decks that I had reps with, and it was real good. But you just swerved the night before. If you had still swerved Clint and stayed on R2P2, you would have got there. But you swerved the morning of again. It's too many swerves.
I feel like Des is a man after my own heart. Like I know you're not a fan of Rex, but man, I was having a lot of fun playing that Rex Yoda deck.
Look, I don't want to have a podcast about this, but for Desmond,
anyway,
Rex is tier 2. Moving on.
Okay, let's move on. We've got a lot to talk about. So, in other exciting news, everyone in Australia has obviously heard that Australian Nationals has been announced.
Yes.
And it's been held in Sydney this year on the 10th and 11th of November. And I know, Blake, you've booked your tickets.
Booked. I'm actually coming across with a whole fam, staying for a week. Thank you to Tiger. The cheapest, crappiest planes in the air. But their flights are so cheap that we just took advantage of it.
Yeah. I know my wife and I went to Perth once a couple of years ago, and I think we both got there and back for like $250 return for both of us.
Wow. I mean, I spent
So
$1,000,
cheap.
right? It was $250 returned each, so it was $1,000, and we're all going there for a week, which is just insane.
Yeah, that's going to be so exciting having you here, Blake. I'm really looking forward to some hangouts.
It's going to be great. So I plan, hopefully you don't change your mind. I'm staying with the squad Friday night. We're meeting up for some Friday night testing. You all right? Everyone's in, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you can see some kind of madness or some kind of content or vlog come out on that Friday night before Nats. Expect that. It's probably the next time you'll hear from us.
So
really excited for Nats. It's like, Destiny tournaments are great. Big Destiny tournaments are so sick. Everyone's having a good time. Everyone's still playing well and like trying, but it's like the buzz and the atmosphere is really, really good. It's not just like, cutthroat, crappy, toxic people.
I'm super looking forward to it. It'll be my first like tournament at this level. Like the highest I've ever played in any sort of competitive game is like a regionals event, and that's in Destiny. I'll be looking to be grinding it out and at least showing a respectable result towards the end of it. That's my goal for it. I'm sure that's the whole team's goal as well. And like any team, whoever, a win for one person is a win for the whole team.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm just so excited for Nats as well.
This is the redemption. FYI, I don't know if we talked about this before. For anyone listening, Jacob should have made the top cut of the Nads last year, but they had the wrong top cut amount and come 9th on SOS. And that's super rough. I come 8th on SOS, so Jacob's probably better. But I got to play against Will, and he carried me all the way through. So shout out to you, Will, again, and unlucky to Jacob. So this time Jacob is coming hard for it.
Yeah, I think my goal is just to make the top cut. I just want to get into the best of 3 matches.
Yeah, and I think as a team that is our goal, to make the top cut, and then just bow out to each other, because we'll just probably end up playing each other in the top cut.
That seems fun.
Actually, if there's 5 of us, it'll be in the top 16. 2 of us will get knocked out at a minimum.
That's still okay. It's just about like doing it together. It's so much better and so much more rewarding than just doing it by yourself. But when you do it together, and then either like you all succeed together, or you just all crash and burn. And we'll go find a new game to start. And
I hope this I hope this inspires like other metas around Australia to, even not formalize a team, but make sure you've got a proper play group that you're all going to travel together, you're going to come up and stay together, and that really does give you the best chance at performing really well at a high level event like that.
It's just nice to have that backup. Like last year I went there by myself. I met up with like the Brisbane guys, and they were all real sweet for the weekend. But I had like everyone from Perth, just like in between rounds, just so invested,
Yeah.
What's going on? Hey, how you doing? Did you win? Did you lose? And it's just nice to have that whole kind of team vibe. And it will be the same for us this year, where like you go and catch up with all your buddies in between rounds, see how everyone's going, make sure everyone's having a good time, make sure everything's all good. Let people tell you about their bad beach stories because they rolled trash or whatever. But just be there for them so they can get it off their chest, go into the next round, and then share the success and also the bad beats with your buddies.
We're going to have Bobby Sapphire on speed dial to pep talk us in between each round.
Yeah. All right, let's do that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and re-listen to that pep talk again.
We'll just have it on our Spotify.
Yeah.
So anyone going to Nats, go into our last episode, listen to the Bobby Sapphire pep talk special, and that will get you pumped up. But I have a question: tell us about Nats. Where is it? When is it? What is it?
All right. If you don't have all the information, Milo from Good Games Bondi Junction has set up a Facebook event page. We'll pop the link in the show notes. But just to give you some quick details on it, again, it's on November the 10th and 11th, so that's a Saturday and Sunday. It's been held at the East Leagues Bondi Junction for the Saturday, and the top cut will take place at Good Games Bondi Junction store, which is just around the corner. And Milo's basically done a big write-up saying everything that's happening. There's going to be cosplay, there's a restaurant there, there's going to be side events, there's going to be I don't know, I'm not too sure on the prize support, but I'm 99 to 100% sure that there's going to be extra prize support there. So it's Saturday, 10th of November, 10 a.m. registration for an 11 a.m. start at Swiss, $50 entry, and all players will go home with prizes whether you're first or last. And you can purchase those tickets online now.
Sick. So everybody come. Even if you're not there to compete, come there because you will not have a better weekend playing cards. It will just be side events, there'll be a sick atmosphere, everyone will be having a laugh. There will just be something for everybody. You don't have to be super competitive to come and have a good time.
Yeah, I think we really need to emphasize, like, yes, it is an expense to come, and if you have the finances to do it and are able to take the time off work and come, like, just do it. Like, the game's at a really important stage of its life where we as a community and as players have to keep this game alive. Yeah. And by as many people as coming to a big event like this is just going to help grow that community and keep it going for so much longer.
Yeah, I think that's been a bit of a talking point in the Destiny community at the moment as well, actually, is just kind of rallying together as a community, doing what you can to help this game thrive, and however way you can do that.
Yeah, I think the Jedi Trials have talked about it in their podcast they're releasing this week. Bobby Sapphire did an article on community building. this week, and how FFG's lack of prize support really pushes communities to drive this game, as they have with other games in the past, like I think the Decipher Star Wars LCG, A Game of Thrones by FFG, and a couple of other ones I can't remember being mentioned. But these, like the Star Wars Decipher game, has been dead since 2004, and they still hold yearly events for it.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah,
That's so good.
yeah.
That's
Like
insane.
14 years later, there's people that are that dedicated to it, and a community-run event that just keeps running this game because they just love this game.
It makes all the difference, right? Having a community. And like, if you don't have a community right now, just start showing up to your store. It takes a couple of people, just start showing up, but consistently every week, just make sure you're there. People will start to rock up. People start to just hang around and have a chat to you about the game. I just want to touch on this because we've got a really, really good community, and we've got some really, really good community leaders that are putting in a lot of effort. So we were facing a little bit of a lull period between events, and then a few of us all got together and kind of talked it out. A couple of guys put in the reins and made it happen. Des and Dan from Dan Works at the Good Games Cannington. So we run our own series, our own tournament series called the Darksaber Trials, where we've had our two now, and it's just a community run. We put in prizes. Destiny Downunder have sponsored it twice. Perth Jawas, which I want to shout out to later on, but Perth Jawas are really a great asset to our community, where they set up streams. They put a lot of time and effort into promoting things. They set up the streams, and we all just chip in and put up some really sweet prizes. The first one, I brought the World's Hondo back. This one, I put up DDU put up a Gen Con Afra, plus we had playmats and, rares and tokens and boosters, and Perth Jawa's got a trophy. So we have a trophy now with a dedicated section for plaques. So the last two winners have their name on the trophy. And it's become like prestigious. Like in Perth, the Darksaber Trials is like, if you win that, that's like as good as winning a store champs. It's you know that you've battled, and it's a really, really good day with a lot of effort. We had a guy, Aaron Lake. So shout out to Aaron Lake if you listen. He works for Coca-Cola. He supplied us with an esky full of drinks. So there was like Coke and Powerade and whatever for people to drink throughout the day. Just insane. And like, our community is so strong. I don't see it going anywhere. Like, I don't have any worry about our community kind of shrinking and disappearing, because we all put in the effort, some way more than others, and that's not unnoticed. So just build a community. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Just rock up to your store at the same time every week, and people will come.
Yeah, that's such an important point. It's like, I can't believe the success of the Darksaber Trials as well. It sounds so fun. I just want to fly over there and participate myself.
Yeah, we'll host you for sure.
And there's and just continuing on from that, like I've noticed overseas a lot of the smaller communities, to encourage growth of the game as well, have started doing progressive leagues. And it's something that I've mentioned to Will. Will is probably the biggest community leader in Sydney. He organises a lot of events, and really encourages people to join into the game, have fun, helps them out. He's really giving of his time in helping grow the community. And I suggested this to him. If you haven't heard of what the Progressive League is, it's basically done to help get newer players on board that don't have all the cards.
Yeah.
And you usually do it at the start of a set. And you start with either like a Rivals kit or a Boba Fett or Luke Skywalker starter kit, and 6 booster packs from that set. And then you just build a deck from that like you would just in a normal sealed tournament. And then every time a scheduled event is on for that particular Progressive League, you have the option of buying 3 booster packs and adding that to your deck, and then restructuring your deck. So it really helps newer players learn the game, as well as feel like that they're on a level playing field with other players, because they don't have Snokes or Yodas. They just have the access to the same cards that everyone else does.
Yeah, that's important as well, right? Is making it easy for the newer players to get in and have some fun and not just get stomped over and over, making it good.
Definitely.
Again, just to quickly, I just want to shout out to, speaking about that, and then the Perth Jawas. I just want to shout out to them. If you guys are all bored, just after Nats, check out their page, but there is a big event going down in Perth, hosted by the Perth Jawas, who we are good buddies with. There's Day 1 X-Wing, Day 2 Destiny, and they're all about that. It's at a bowls club. There is a bar, and it's like, we were going to do a champion play mat. They're like, no, we just want like player of the day. We don't want a champ. We just want everyone to come and have a real good time. So newer players can come and still have a good time, and everyone to just drink beer and have a laugh and play games. So Perth Jawas, check out their page. Everyone come over to Perth after Nats, or just skip Nats and come to Perth for the Jawa Open.
It sounds so good.
All right, I'm enough said. I've done all my talking.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I have to admit, just to touch on that, like one thing I want to do in Sydney, we have a really good brewery that has open space and big open tables, that we need to organise something like that one day for the Sydney community. I believe Magic players go there sometimes and organise tournaments, so I think they're set up for gamers to come in. And
is that the Grifter?
No, it's the Wayward.
Oh, nice.
And Camperdown.
But that's the kind of stuff you need, right? So you can build a community. You don't, and that's the point, is you don't have to rely on FFG. You can do it if and you don't even have to, like, it's just for the love of the community. Like, when you have a community that you can rock up to and, like, all of your mates are there. You just rock up, you play games, everyone has a laugh, everyone gets along. Like, there's no rivalry, there's no bitterness. Everyone just gets along in a really good community. There's nothing better. Like, it's such a good thing to have. So just get out there and start building it. If you don't have it, don't wait for FFG, because it's probably not coming.
Yeah, be a leader yourself. If there aren't anyone like around in your area doing that kind of thing yet, just take it on yourself and see if you can help drive it. If you really love this game, then it's important to put in the time.
And you know what? Just on that, if you're going to do it, hit us up. Hit us up on the Facebook page or Messenger, or any one of us. You know who we are. We'll put some prizes towards your community. We'll donate something to get you started.
100%. We will happily help build this community.
And on that, we now can segue into a tournament that we are putting on. So, everybody, we are setting up an online tournament for the whole Australasian area.
Come on, Clint, get excited.
Oh yes, I need to get excited.
It's
like monotone voice.
It's like midnight. I want to go to sleep. Blake, you take over.
It's my computer says midnight.
Your computer says midnight.
It says 12:14. All right,
come on, guys.
Destiny Downunder are hosting a pre-Nats TTS tournament with prizes galore. Everybody get excited. All right, we want to do this so we can scope the meta and know exactly what people are playing. No, not really. We want to do this because we want to build a community, right? We want a nice warm-up for Nats. Everyone's going to get to know everyone beforehand. You play games against people that you don't meet normally, that you've never met. You meet them at Nats. Hey, we played this game. Hey, you're in that league. You're in that tournament, whatever it is. It's going to be a full day of Destiny. We're going to have 5 rounds, 6 rounds, whatever it is, depending on the amount of players. We're going to have a top cut. We're going to have boxes. There's going to be a box for first. We're going to have at least half a box for second, and then a quarter for a box for third and fourth. So there's going to be plenty of prizes. We're going to have a special, soon-to-be-announced promo cards, which are going to be dope. Off the brick, though, you'll never expect something so cool. It might need some parental guidance or whatever, because there could be some rude pictures of Cad Bane. But we'll get to that.
Ooh, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. All right, it's going to be great. It's going to be an Australian TTS tournament. You can sit, you can play at home in your undies with your beer, with whatever you're doing, and you're gonna meet and talk and interact with people that 3 weeks later you're gonna meet them face to face. All right, so it's a good way to kind of just start interacting and engaging in building relationships with people that we're all then going to meet at Nats and hopefully beat up at Nats or whatever. So check the page. That will be live by tomorrow, or by the time this goes live, the podcast goes live, the TTS tournament sign-up page will be live. Hit us up for any questions, but make sure everyone gets involved. Tell your friends about it, and we will be giving away some really cool stuff. And we have some other things to talk about when we move further down our episode 8 notes. So,
yeah.
Anyone else got anything to say?
Yeah, so just regarding the logistics on that, 21st of October, it's a Sunday. I believe we are starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in Sydney, if you're in Brisbane, if you're in Melbourne, I don't know how that works with daylight savings. I'm from New Zealand, so I don't know what the dairy cows do up in Queensland. So it's 10 a.m. Sydney time, which is what, 8 a.m. for you guys in Perth. I think it's...
Wait, is that daylight savings time? Is you daylight savings in October?
Yeah, it will be daylight savings then.
Yeah, so what does that mean? That the cows get an extra sleep in up in Queensland, or does that mean they're on the same time as us?
Daylight saving? We don't have it in Perth because
New South Wales is like one of the only ones.
I think Victoria has daylight savings as well.
All right, so it's starting at 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Times. If we have enough people saying that's a problem, we will change that time to 10 o'clock Perth time. But I need a lot of people.
We'll get a vote going on.
Yeah,
we really do want a lot of people. We're going to have it streamed. We're going to have a couple of us commentating on some of the top games on the live stream as well. So if you don't want to play, or you don't have the time to play, and you just want to jump in and out of the stream to see what's going on, you can watch the stream live with some mediocre commentary, or however you want to view it. But it will be a barrel of laughs, no doubt.
And there'll be a designated hangout room in the Discord just to chat in between rounds, waiting for your next pairing. That's where pairings will go up. We'll all be present there, just joining in on the conversation, having a laugh. All right, so there's going to be somewhere to hang. There's going to be a stream. There's going to be prizes. There's going to be heaps of people. It's going to be great.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think it's not only important as a warm-up before Nats, but to try and kind of kickstart the Oceanic TTS League again. Like everyone around this area, I think playing online is just so accessible, so easy, and we just need to start joining together online a bit more.
Yeah, because you can only literally play people from Australia, otherwise the ping is insane.
Yeah.
So if everybody in Australia starts playing, it's all good.
Yeah, and if you're having trouble, like if you don't have Tabletop Simulator, which is the program that we use to play the game on, it's available on Mac, it's available on Windows. The Hyperloops have got a great tutorial on how to set it up, all the controls. We'll post that after we've released this podcast, so you can start getting used to it. Maybe if you need some help, just ping one of us, and one of us will be more than happy to jump on TTS if we're available and help walk you through it.
Yeah,
Sick.
for sure.
As well.
Sick. So, October 21st, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Guaranteed box for first. Another box split between the second, third, and fourth. Promos to be handed out. It's only $10 entry, and all fees will go towards prize support. The more participants, the bigger the prizes, and the more rounds, and the more fierce. So
to the victor goes the spoils.
Yeah.
And I guess the more important thing is to let everyone know what it's called. It is called the Smugglers Run Destiny Down Under Star Wars tournament. So we will be running this. This will be our inaugural one. If we get a lot of participants, which we really hope everyone joins up, we will make this a bi-monthly thing. Or if everyone's really that into it and can make the time for it, we'll try and do it more often. Or maybe we'll just see how we go.
Yeah.
But will.
We're keen.
Yeah,
you're right. We're keen to invest into the community and put the time in to make it happen and make something that could be really, really great. By the time you're listening to this, we will have the sign-up page live.
All right, so we've got about 15 minutes left of the podcast, so let's move on to some actual Star Wars Destiny talk.
And the news report today was brought to you by... We're just talking news.
The Empire.
Support your empire. So obviously,
Let's
we've
talk meta.
Yeah, let's talk about meta, or should we just talk about Snoke?
Snoke is the meta.
Okay, so it's no surprise, or it's no one is surprised that Snoke is just dominating everything. He's the boogeyman of the set at the moment. DDU.Network is currently in progress, and he has won 4 out of 6 of the European Nationals. He won the UK Nationals. He won the American Nationals, which was a mirror match. It was a mirror match at the Italian Nationals. Snoke is the meta at the moment.
Yes. But don't need to complain. It's very diverse. You can play Snoke with 5 or 6 different pairings. The meta's so diverse. Just play Snoke. And it's all good. No, seriously, I think Snoke Afra Battle Droid is actually the deck to beat. That's the top contender. That's been that in 2 mirror matches in the finals of Nats, which is huge. It's very, if you haven't played against it yet, get some games in it. It's insanely strong. And it's a deck where the good players are getting good results because the lines of play can be very, very deep. So I think Snoke is the meta. I think specifically if you're testing against Snoke, you have to have game versus Snoke Afra, and then all the other Snoke. You can just play Snoke whatever you want, and the deck's probably tier 2 at worst. Just Snoke whatever.
Yeah, plus he's a whole ton of fun to play with.
Yeah.
It is so fun playing Snoke. I can't deny it.
So, on our meta list, we've got Snoke Afra, Snoke Kylo, Snoke Thrawn. There's a bunch of other Snokes, there's this Crotch Rocket deck and all this other stuff. And then we've got Tales and Commandos and Yoda Mill. The thing is, they were out early, and then Snoke come out. Tales and Commandos, I guess, is still kicking around, and Yoda Mill's still kicking around. But the meta is all Snoke. Do we think that's okay? Are we all okay with that?
I mean, like I said, I love playing Snoke, but I just kind of wish that not everyone else would play it. Just let it be me.
Yeah.
And then I'll be having a lot of fun.
Snoke is definitely above the curve. No one is denying that. I think, whereas my stance on it about 4 weeks ago was, well, if you nerf Snoke, you've got to nerf Yoda. I'm now of the opinion that I think you just need to nerf Snoke.
Whoa, you think you'd have to nerf Snoke?
An untouched Yoda.
Yeah.
I don't want them to nerf Snoke.
I think you should do both of them if you're going to do one.
I think you should just unnerf everything. No nerfs, just unnerfs everything.
Oh, yeah.
That is the opinion I'm of. I think we should be unnerfing Ayla. I think we should be unnerfing Phasma.
That's spicy.
If everyone knows that I have a very strong opinion that the Ayla nerf was very knee-jerk, and I didn't think it needed to happen, and then they went and bring out a character like Snoke. So
it's villain's time to shine.
But where would we be if Phasma wasn't nerfed, Ayla wasn't nerfed, and Snoke was released?
I don't know, Snoke Kylo. Just getting everybody.
There'd probably be some sick Snoke Phasma, something else.
It would just be even more busted. You know what they need? You know what they need to fix this Snoke problem? They need FN. Right? They need to just get rid of this silly overwrite rule. Bring FN back down in his... You know what? Keep him at 15. Just get rid of this overwrite rule. That will sort Snoke out. That's right. Yeah. Long live FN. The most busted card ever.
But even if you had Ayla and you could still do the Ayla Rose vehicles deck...
that could be good.
That puts a lot of pressure on Snoke and kind of keeps him in check a little bit.
I kind of thought that was why they nerfed it. They nerfed Ayla, so then that couldn't be a deck.
Well, I think they made a big mistake doing that. I think by nerfing Ayla, they actually busted the meta.
Well, let's talk
But-
about it, right? Let's
but-
we all think Snoke's really good, and I think he's going to get balanced. Hopefully not before Nats. If it's going to be before Nats, FFG, hurry up and do it. Don't do it 2 weeks before. Do it now or forever hold your tongue, or whatever that saying is. Anyway.
Yeah.
But let's talk about it. What's Snoke doing? How do we attempt to counter it? See, like, we've been playing a bit. Every deck we've been playing lately. Now, I'm not a vehicles player. I've always kind of had a dislike for that style of deck. The 3 decks I have built right now in real life is Snoke Alpha Battle Droid, Snoke Towson Trooper with vehicles, and I built Hera, Maz, Anakin just for some lols. So now I'm apparently a vehicles player because that's where the meta is. But from my findings in playing Snoke, one thing that I keep constantly wanting is more mitigation. And I think we went into a period where we all started cutting mitigation for threats. And maybe that's just a new meta thing. Maybe it's what we always do. You cut down on your mitigation. Everyone was playing mill, so removal got crap because it's just card for a card, so you're behind. Snoke started doing really strong. But they don't have that many Snokeable dice, right? So if we're playing things like Entangle or Easy Pickings, if we're going back to that hero yellow mitigation package, throwing in some shields so you can't just die to a big hit, maybe we have, a start to a solution. But what I'm finding is the mitigation is not great in the format right now. People aren't playing really strong removal like they used to.
Well, I think that's something that we should be exploiting then.
Yeah. Do
We
you guys
should be
agree?
playing-
Is
yeah,
that
yeah, for
that's
sure. We
something
should.
from my testing is But are you seeing the same kind of patterns?
Well, speaking from playing like Snoke Afra for maybe the last 4 or 5 weeks, I think like one way to combat against Snoke would be to remove the character dice. So then he just can't Snoke anything.
Mm.
That's what I would be aiming to do each round. I know if someone does that to me, if they remove my Afra dice, I get really pissed off. Like that's how you can like set me back.
Don't make Hulk angry.
That's what you should be aiming to do. Against that deck, you should be aiming to remove the Afra dice so they can't Snoke resources.
Yeah. With Snoke Afra's the deck to beat, right? So specifically that deck. If you could remove
that deck,
those dice and take a few shields each turn to help against some of the ping damage, you've got to be in a good spot, right?
Yeah, I think so.
The issue there is that, okay, fine, you remove the die that Snoke can Snoke, but then in Afra you have the 000 and the BT1, and then late game Clint. Like the issue that you then have is, yes, you can take a few shields, but if you're playing too wide, you're a goner by round 4 because all it takes is a bad draw, or you miss one round on a vital roll, and you're a goner. You're not winning that game, and but it just reaches critical mass by about late round 3, early round 4, where sometimes all they have to do is activate a BT or activate a climate disruption array, and that's it. It's game over for you.
Yeah, but I think you have to just consider that it does take them 3 or 4 rounds to get set up, and you have to do whatever you can to slow them down and getting set up like that. That's where it becomes really important to remove those dice that they're looking to Snoke and get a ton of resources or help them get set up for the round. The issue with Afra is that the discounts just make those droids 1, so it's really easy to get them out.
Yeah,
that's when I think you could. That's when I think you could be maybe playing cards such as Vandalize again, or any other way to get rid of those droids.
Yeah,
that's another thing as an Afra player. If you get rid of my droids, I'm not having a good time.
Yeah.
That makes a massive difference.
That's very true.
It is for you to
especially like it's unique. I'm gonna discard the other one. I'm not gonna keep it. And then if you all of a sudden somehow manage to remove my other droid, then that's like really bad spot.
And there are plenty of tools to do that at the moment. You've got Vandalize, you've got Flames of the Past. There's even a couple of red and yellow events from the Awakenings set that easily remove
What is that card? It's like Surgical Strike or something?
Yeah, Surgical Strike. Yeah, so...
I don't even know what it does, but I know
So,
it was a card.
okay,
Is
so...
it vehicles or supports?
It's... Well, let me have a quick look. I have a feeling it might be just supports.
Well, Clint does that, yeah. I think it's a good start to taking on the Snoke decks. Check your mitigation package. Is it strong enough? Is it good? Like, I've been testing Snoke decks myself, and I'm finding the mitigation package is not great. So when you come up against the mirrors, if they set up better and roll better, it actually makes it really hard to win. So check your mitigation. I think it's a good time to bust out your easy pickings and your entangles, and who knows, maybe that's why that Yoda Hondo guy won. He had good mitigation in his deck, and he won Nationals.
So, Surgical Strike, Awakenings card number 112, event, cost 1, red hero. Remove any number of your red dice showing range damage, increasing each of their values by 1 to discard a support from play that costs equal to or less than the combined value of those dice.
Maybe that's the answer.
Like, that's pretty solid. Like, all you need to be showing is a 1 on one of your red die, and you can remove a 000 or a BT1.
So you can play that, and you can play Vandalize, and you can play Pickings, and you can play Entangle. You know what would be great, I think, is Finn Cassian.
Oh yeah, great. Let's rub that one in my face.
Oh, sorry, Clint. I had to. But it makes sense. Like, red-yellow, maybe it's finally good red-yellow heroes. I don't know.
Yeah. I was just looking at that. Red dice showing range damage. That's very specific. I mean, like, Finn Cassian, outside of that, I don't know what other deck.
I'm pretty sure if you get a Poe and a little baby blaster on him, you're not going to have trouble hitting that.
Yeah, fair. Maybe Rex as well.
Yeah.
Alright, so you start
Rex
packing
OP.
some hate. We're at that point, right, where we're going to be packing some hate for supports.
Yeah, dig through those Awakening binders. Number 112, Surgical Strike.
Make sure you have a proxied on the back of them.
There's actually another yellow card in the Awakening cycle called, I think it's Sabotage.
Whoa.
Yeah. That one you discard cards from hand, isn't it?
Yes, it costs 1 and discard cards from your hand equal to the cost of a support in play to discard that support.
So 3 to get rid of a 000.
Yeah, would you discard 3 and pay 1 to get rid of a 000 or a BT?
Why would it... well, if you had Ezra 2 on your team, it might
draw a card.
Might not be terrible.
Can we just main deck Bubble Shields? Are we at the point where even if you're not playing Afra, you main deck Bubble Shields now? Right, what if you're playing Docking Bay on a guard? You know, that package, which I still love, that package, I always have. Can you play a Bubble Shield in there now?
If you're expecting to face Afra. What other decks outside of Afra?
I don't know, but if Afra's the best one,
yeah,
you need to be able to beat it.
I mean, do you not just play like something like Duggan then? Just to...
Probably.
Like, does Duggan not just do the same
I guess
thing?
the Docking Bay synergy.
Yeah, you can recur it, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll test it. I'll report back to everyone. I'll let you know.
Okay. Is it going in the Surgical Strike deck as well?
I don't have any fins.
I mean, it's red.
Clint, can you send me some fins?
Sorry, I tore mine up after the weekend.
I traded my fins for Snoke.
So...
wait, quickly, how else can we kind of disrupt Snoke? Because we were talking about that before.
Another really good card, which which I think should see some play, is one called Rebel Assault. Again, it's very specific where you've got to be showing ranged, but it costs 0 and you remove a non-damage die. So if Snoke's wanting to Snoke that Afra resource side, remove for free.
What's the condition?
You just have to be showing range damage.
Yep, I like that.
I like
Removal for 0 is amazing.
It's always good. Is range good right now? Our range
So-
is good enough.
So maybe it's time for like Red Hero to make a bit of a...
Before Nats?
Well, I don't know, but there's some good counters to supports
Yeah.
And
there are.
and Snoke just in that, if like, I just don't think there's strong enough red characters.
Well, the challenge is not diluting your game plan so much. We have all these answers, and you like answer this, and it's like turn 5, and you can't even close the game.
Yeah, but
like, they're still going to get you.
Yeah, but I think there's enough decks running supports like it binds or things or stuff like that it is applicable across the board.
Yeah.
That might not weaken your game plan. Like, it might not be the strongest in that matchup, but it's still playable.
So are we there at the point, though, where we're now adding hate for these Snoke support decks, whether it be Afra or Sebulba or, Towson Sienna is getting a bit of chatter lately. I've been working on a Towson Snoke deck as well. Are we at that point now where we have to main deck some hate for supports?
I think yes.
Jacob?
Are you thinking Vandalize?
Anything. Whatever your deck can play the easiest or cater to.
Yeah. I guess the reason why I mentioned Vandalize specific is I'm trying to think, I wouldn't do it only to counter those decks. I'd want the answer to be more applicable, like across the board. So Vandalize, you can get rid of 4 speeds or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Vandalize. It's time for Vandalize.
I'd consider playing Vandalize. I think it's pretty good.
Oh man.
But
it's time for Obi Maz.
Yeah, but I think it's important to be able to balance it. Like what you were saying before is very, very true. You don't want to dilute your game strategy.
Yeah.
The key to disrupting your opponent is making sure that you're still advancing your game strategy yourself, and you have to balance that. You want to always be ahead in resources or stats on the board.
Yeah.
So don't sacrifice too much, but if it's worthwhile and puts you ahead, then that's what you have to be doing.
That sounds sick. I don't know, if you played Delver. Did you play Delver, Jacob, in your Magic
Delver?
days?
No.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sounds like a Delver deck. You're just enough, right? It's just all about tempo. Just enough disruption to gain tempo and just stay ahead. Just enough. You don't need to get leaps and bounds ahead like these vehicle decks do, or these these big mid-range decks do. You just want to be advancing your game plan and have just enough disruption so you're always just ahead until the end of the game. It's that easy, right? But that's the plan. So that's how the Delver decks used to do it. They used to, cheap aggressive creatures. So this is in Magic. I'm sure we have some crossover, and just enough disruption. So you got some bounce spells. You can't afford actual good mitigation, so you have some bounce and you have some counter spells.
Yeah.
So it's the same now. You want to have that the right amount of aggression with just enough disruption.
Yes.
The problem is, does that work wholly and solely? Because if you can't close the game, then that just enough stuff, that disruption, that's not actual hard removal or hard mitigation or whatever. Where if you get into the mid game and you haven't done enough damage, that's not going to cut it. That one Vandalize in the mid game is like a piece of junk.
So this is when it's very important to have strong character dice, because you're spending resources on disrupting your opponent. You're not slamming down really powerful upgrades or supports.
Great. That's a great addition to that.
Yeah. So in very big character dice, such as I'm thinking Obi right here.
Oh, it's just Obi's.
I think Obi Maz can come back with the Vandalizers in there as well. It can be added disruption. If your opponents aren't playing great removal, then Obi Maz is going to wreck their day.
Yeah. Let's edit this from the cast.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
We're all playing Obi Maz at Nats.
I mean, people probably expect it from us anyway.
Yeah.
From some of us anyway.
We're trash.
So, quick recap. Snoke's real good. Play better mitigation. We are at a point where it is safe to play some actual hate for supports. Anything else?
Do we have to play 3 wide at the moment?
No. But you have to have some tankiness about your 2 wide deck.
So if you're going 2 wide, you really need to be playing Bubble Shield.
Well, just something. So you have to have some shields or something, some tankiness. Obi's got shields, R2P2. I think that still has some sort of game. The Kylo decks have Rise again, and Illusions and Ancient Sabers. You have to have some kind of tankiness.
Yeah, I think you want like at least an effective health of 30 or so as a two-character deck.
I think we need to start packing cautions in again over, well, cautions and pacifiers if you're going the blue hero route as well.
Yeah.
Cautions just value again,
Yeah.
even if you have to give up a character die with showing damage. Like, if it gets you through to another round.
Right. That's
if my character die had like a 3 shield side on it, I'd be so excited. Always gonna do that.
Just snoke it.
Yeah,
just snoke a one shield side for 3.
Heroes have caution.
Or as if Afra has a 2 shield side that doesn't cost $1.
It's so good.
It's so insane, that
I
side.
love that.
But let's move on. Let's go. So we've done. Right. Are we working our way through our episode 8?
Yep. We are at the tail end now. So we are. It's time for shout outs.
Anonymous unicorn?
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. It's a Google thing.
Alright, anyway, moving on. That was
one of you's an anonymous penguin, and the other one of you's an anonymous unicorn.
It must have been Jacob.
I'm the penguin, dude.
Oh, okay. It was me. Anyway, can I just... Guys, it pops up on the spreadsheet. It says anonymous unicorn or penguin.
We can edit this out, don't worry.
You can now...
Oh, no, I think I'm going to add to it.
The unicorn of Destiny Australia. Let's shout out to some people, right? So let's shout out to the Great Australian Podcast, have their own website and Facebook page. They mentioned us. They obviously like us enough. Everyone get onto there, have a look at them. And anyone that's found us through them, we thank you very much. And we thank you, Great Australian Podcast page. The 2 new additions to Destiny Down Under. We have Will Hope, who is known, Will Kerridge, Will Hope. He's got 2, I think he's a phony, but I don't know who he really is. From Desk Friends, he's on board and killing it with Ambush with Clint. And then we have Aaron Chapman from Perth, who is doing a lot of work behind the scenes, and you will start to see what he's been doing. Aaron is a software developer and a really, really keen Destiny player.
He is our tech wizard.
He is our tech wizard. He's joined the team, and you will see his first bit of action on the sign-up page for the TTS Destiny Down Under Smugglers Run tournament. If there's anything wrong with his page, we'll post his mobile number on Facebook so you can spam him at all hours of the night, because we need 24/7 tech support. So thanks, Aaron. And he is super keen on Destiny, so welcome aboard to those guys.
Yeah, welcome, guys.
Jacob, do you want to take us through our final Facebook achievement?
Oh yeah, this is a big one.
It is you. You're anonymous unicorn.
So. I am the unicorn.
Anyway, moving on. Sorry.
I am the unicorn. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed and liked us so far. We just made it over 200 the other day, which we're super stoked about. I don't know about you guys, but this is probably the biggest achievement that I've ever had, being part of this journey. But anyway,
it's real good. Thanks to everyone.
We want to say an extra special thank you to you guys. So we're going to be awarding away 3 free entries to the competition.
Yep.
So we'll just pick these randomly. And then alongside that, we've got some sweet tokens and a set of those juicy old art plots.
Oh, we didn't say plots before.
Oh, spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler. There's going to be some
alert.
Plots with some cool pictures.
I just read what's on the teleprompter, guys. That's what I can do.
They will be spoiled by the end of the week. One of the 3 people that we randomly select will get a set of those. I have 2 sets of resource tokens, Destiny Down Under resource tokens to give away, and we'll be giving away 3 entries, to our Smugglers Run tournament. Yep. And if enough people vote on the page, you can choose Jacob's deck again.
So the way we're going to run this is after the podcast has gone live, we'll just put up another post next to the podcast. If you'd like to go in the draw to win free entry into the competition, and for the tokens and for the set of alt arts, just put your name down, and we will randomly pick 3 people.
That's great. Thanks for everyone for supporting us and liking the page.
Yep, and every like that we get helps us support the community more. helps us grow the community, and we really can't do this without the support of our local communities and Australia in general.
Yeah, it's definitely the motivation, right?
I probably shouldn't forget New Zealand as well. All this is open to
yeah.
New Zealand as well.
Yeah, good on
and
you,
Hong Kong.
And Hong Kong. Good on, do Hong Kong listen to us?
I
They've
think
got a
so.
super solid community, right?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
touching
they
on
do.
that. They've got their
They
own
don't-
little like
They
Sikh
don't even
community.
have cards.
They just-
That's just like completely community run, and I think it's very solid.
That's
They are.
insane.
They are 100% community run.
All right, Hong Kong players, you're welcome to join the Destiny Down Under tournament. Maybe we even see some Hong Kong guys at Nats. Shout out if you're coming. Let us know.
Oh,
Well, I know
yeah,
they
please
went-
let us know.
They
Yeah,
went to
you can stay
UK
at Will's
Nats in
house
one
if
of the
you're from
Euro
Hong Kong.
ones.
What was that?
Yeah, that's right.
They did.
They went, yeah.
All right.
And I think they top 16'd as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're
they've got some
beasts.
solid players.
All right.
On second thoughts, don't come to the Australian Nats.
Please come.
No,
Please come.
please come.
We welcome you.
All right, we're at 55 minutes, so we're going to
That's
wrap
great.
it up.
Over 45, under an hour.
Yep, that is the sweet spot. Thanks for listening, everyone. We hope you've enjoyed the podcast. We will be back. We'll probably do a podcast straight before the tournament. So listen out for the next podcast after that. I think that's about 4 weeks away.
Sweet.
And yeah, thanks for listening.
Ambush on Thursday.
Ambush on Thursday. I believe we're recording Thursday, so that should be fine.
How long
If
will
not,
this
it'll
one
be. It's definitely going to be 15-20 minutes this time.
Just joking. We love it. We love Ambush. Thanks everyone for listening to that too. If you haven't already, get on and follow Ambush on YouTube. You got your own separate thingy?
No, we're just under
Just
the
on the
Destiny
same one?
brand.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
just like
just under
us
the
and tell
Destiny
your
brand.
friends about us.
Yep.
And then they can maybe get in our tournament for free and win a box for free.
Definitely.
All right. Thanks everyone. It's been great.
Okay, guys. See ya.
Gotcha.
And as Will would say, stay Desty.